What is going on, guys? My name is Johnny. This is Best Bets and Drivers to Watch for this weekend's Saturday night race at Bristol. The Bass Pro Shops Bristol night race should be an amazing race. Always a fun one. Crazy drama last year between Chase Elliott and Kevin Harvick. So absolutely, I expect an absolute show, especially last race of the round of 16. We're going to see who gets in to the next round, the round of 12. Just a quick recap. An amazing weekend last week at Kansas. We hit on a Bubba Wallace win. We hit on a Bubba Wallace top 5. We also hit on an Alex Bowman top 10. And you're probably wondering, I didn't see that bet on this show. I continue to say Action Network, Johnny on the track on Action Network. If you give me a follow, you can watch the bets that will come in a little later. Maybe post qualifying, maybe post practice, whatever it might be. Maybe right before practice and qualifying, as we get closer towards the weekend. Those bets are locked in. That was the only other bet I locked in, just an Alex Bowman top 10, and we hit on that. So it was a great weekend. Coming off a good one. Hopefully we can get right back into it this week. And with that, I will say I have found what I think to be a bet of the year candidate. I have not, I think the Christopher Bell bet for me was probably the bet of the year. I was very confident going into New Hampshire, and that bet hit. But this bet, I just feel like it's the bet of the year for us. And I feel like we are going to steal the odds right now, get them early, lock this in. The odds are going to shift on this driver, but we are going to lock this in quick. And I feel like, I don't know. This is bet of the year to me. This is bet of the year. Is absolutely stealing for some of these odds for this driver. So let's do it. Should I start with bet of the year? No, let's continue into it. So let's start with our winners. And that is not the bet of the year. It is not a winning bet. So let's start with our winners. So first bet, Kyle Busch to win. That's probably overall the winner's my favorite bet of the weekend, plus 800. He battled for the win earlier this year at the Clash with Joey Logano. He won the Bristol Dirt Race, which is a lot different than this race, but the packaging in terms of the car, it is still the same. So, the other way I look at this too, right? Like I said, fast at the Clash, won the Bristol Dirt Race. So he's been pretty good at the short tracks this year. He just signed for Richard Childress Racing. He's going to be driving the 8 car next year, leave Toyota. What would be a more vintage moment for that 18 car? First of all, the weight is lifted off of his shoulders. He now does not have to worry about his deal. It is now just racing, for the next round of the playoffs and for a championship at this point. I feel like on the cut line at a racetrack that Kyle Busch has had so much success at over the last however many years he's been in NASCAR, Kyle Busch, I feel like can give us one last memory, one last vintage moment in that 18 car. And how bittersweet would it be to get this win? And, maybe he makes it all the way. I have him getting eliminated next round, but I thought he actually would have a good first round. I think the next tracks in the round of 12 with Dega and the Roval don't suit him well, but I did think he was going to have a first round. He hasn't had a good first round, and I think he's due. I think that 18 car, I think Joe Gibbs Racing, I think Kyle Busch, they deserve a good run, and I think Kyle is motivated to have one last moment in that 18 car, one last moment with that M&M's paint scheme. I just feel some type of way. This is a gut bet, but it's pulling me towards one last moment with Kyle Busch in that 18, delivers a gem at Bristol for the night race, locks himself into the next round of the playoffs. And the crowd, I think, goes wild, whether you hate him or love him. I think this is going to be something special if he gets this done. So That's my favorite of the winning bets. My next winning bet, Chase Elliott plus 750. I think he's due overall for a Bristol win, quite frankly. He had this probably locked up, if not for the late action with Kevin Harvick last year. He's plus 750. Um, his teammate, Erdy, this year won at Martinsville, short track in William Byron. So they have had speed. Hendrick has had speed on these shorter tracks. He also won at probably, I would say, the most similar track in terms of shape and configuration at Dover, another really steep dome sort of track. And so I look at it like Chase Elliott's been great all season. I think he's due for a really good run, and I think he's due for a Bristol win. So I like that bet as well. I think those are pretty good odds for both those guys, plus 800, plus 750. I like those odds. Kevin Harvick, don't love these odds, but they're it's a gut bet. It's another gut bet, plus 900 for the win. I just have no other explanation than Kevin Harvick is in a must-win situation to get into the next round, and I just feel like, again, he had a shot to win it last year. The contact with Chase Elliott kind of ruined his day, and that was it for him. But he has sort of came alive recently in this second half of the season. Disregard those last two races. I don't think that's the Kevin Harvick that we're going to see moving, from here on out. I think Harvick has a good day, and I would not be surprised if the closer, Mr. Clutch himself, steals one at Bristol and goes right into the round of 12. I have Kevin Harvick making it all the way to the final four. So when I filled out my bracket, I was very strong in thinking this way. I felt like Kevin Harvick would roll through the first round. I thought the second round would suit him pretty well when it wouldn't suit others well. And then I don't know. I just thought the second half momentum that he's had in this season would carry him all the way through to the championship four, and he would fall to my championship pick, Joey Logano. But he's on the outside looking in now. He's in a must-win scenario, and I think the only way he can get in is the closer gets it done and wins a Bristol race. So Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, I think they're just the story fits right for them to get it done here. And then the final winning bet I have is Alex Bowman plus 3,000. I think those are great odds for Alex Bowman. I just think, like, with all the hype built around this race, it would be so Bowman to just come in and win. Just win it easy, by a deep margin. Everybody's like, Bowman? What the heck? Bowman just stole a win? Sort of going back to the Martinsville race last year, where he just stole a win. And now there's a smoke alarm going off in my house. So hopefully we're okay. The show's going to go on though. So, and also, like, Alex Bowman has kind of come to life recently, surprisingly, because him and Byron had a rough patch in the middle of the season. So I like Alex Bowman to have a good run, and I love those odds plus 3,000. Okay, after pausing for a slight moment due to the smoke alarms going off in my house, we are back. So went through the winners: Kyle Busch plus 800, Chase Elliott plus 750, Kevin Harvick plus 900, and Alex Bowman, the long shot winner, plus 3,000. Those are my winning bets. My next bet, and then we will save the bet of the year for last: Austin Dillon, top 10 plus 180. He was third at Martinsville. He was third at the Busch Clash. And this has actually been a pretty good track for Austin Dillon. He's ran right around top 10 at Bristol over the last, however, 3-4 races. So he actually has a pretty decent average finish recently at this track. And I just feel like when you look at Austin Dillon, a lot of people thought he was, going to be that guy that was 20, 30 points back after the first two races, probably missed the next round by a long shot. I look at him, he's right in it. I think he's 2-3 points, from getting into the next round. And this is a great track for him to get into the next round. One of his better tracks overall. And like I said, he's had speed at these really short tracks this season. Third at Martinsville and third at Busch Clash. So I thought Austin Dillon was that guy that was gonna just squeeze into the playoffs, that final Daytona race, and it would be an easy elimination for him to pick. But he is right there. And I think he has a lot of confidence going into this track. And we always know, I mean, this race gets wild. So I would not be surprised if Austin Dillon, if he can just survive, Maybe he'll make his way into the next round and the round of 12, which is a round that I think suits him very well. If you look at those tracks, Vegas and Dega, and then the Roval, I mean, all wild cards. So, if Austin Dillon can squeeze by, watch out for him in the next round too. So, Austin Dillon top 10 plus 180. And here it is. It is time. The bet of the year. What could it be? What could be the bet of the year? It's a top 10 bet? How? Well, let me tell you how. Cole Custer, ladies and gentlemen, plus 900 for a top 10, plus 2,500 for a top 5. And if he were to somehow get a top 3, which I think is unlikely, but that is plus 5,000. Those odds, first of all, plus 900 for him to get a top 10 is insane, because I mean, he hasn't been good the last 2 years, but he is not that bad. In this race, this race is like I just said, it's a crazy, hectic race. There's going to be a lot of guys that wreck out. There's going to be a lot of guys that are going to race really, really hard to get in the playoffs. So I expect absolute chaos in most of, the whole third stage, I would say. So, 2 of his best runs this year: Bristol Dirt, Dover. Bristol Dirt, again, same track, just with dirt. Dover, closest track in configuration to Bristol. Started on the pole at Bristol Dirt. Go to Martinsville, another short track. He was running top 5 all race. I think he finished 3rd in the first stage, like 5th in the second stage. Late race issue. Finishes like 22nd or something. And then we go back to the Clash. He finished 7th. So in all these short tracks that we've mentioned, he's run well. And then the track that is the most like Bristol, being Dover, he also ran well. I just think, plus 900. And he's only had 2 top 10s the whole year, if I look at it correct, right? Yeah, he's got an Indy top 10 and an Atlanta top 10. And so that's a road course and a super speedway. But this is Bristol. This is the Bristol night race. This is going to be chaotic. This is going to be hectic. He's never had a top 10 at Bristol. He finished 13th at the dirt race. And then other than that, hasn't really had some great runs at Bristol. But in the Xfinity Series, he had some great runs, had a whole lot of top 5s there. So I just look at this bet and I say, and his buddy, his teammate, Chase Briscoe, ran first and ran well at Bristol Dirt and won. So you look at Martinsville too, fast cars from Almirola, another fast car from Briscoe. So, this is a racetrack where Cole Custer can just shatter these odds. Plus 900 to me. I looked at that and I said, there's no way. There's no way for a top 10. Are you kidding me? Sure. Sure enough, there it was. So, bet of the year, Cole Custer top 10. I even like I would say really the bet of the year is maybe the top 5, but just the plus 900 for a top 10 is ridiculous. You put $100 on that, you win $900. You put 50 on the 2,500 one, you'd win 1,250. So great odds for a guy that I think is due for a top 10, and also a team that this is where this team has shined. They have not shined on the big tracks at all. They've shined on the road courses, sort of, and the shorter tracks. So I think Custer's going to have speed, and I would not be surprised if he easily locks this bet. Watch him to qualify well, too. Watch that. I think if you lock this in now, he's going to qualify well. These odds are going to change. They're going to shift. So take this bet now. Cole Custer top 10. So let's run through them. Kyle Busch to win, plus 800. Elliot to win, plus 750. Harvick to win, plus 900. Bowman, plus 3,000 to win. And then the 2 top 10 bets, Austin Dillon, 180. Cole Custer, plus 900. There will be more bets coming. There's some that I'm still cooking up. Maybe McDowell, maybe Almirola for top 10s. So make sure, like I said, follow the Action Network, Johnny on the Track on Action Network, to find all those bets that come later on after this show, and you can lock those in. So always want to hear what you guys think in the comments. Please let me know, and please like this video and subscribe for more content. Thanks.